What's up, Collector Fam? It's your boy Tony the Toy Rat back with another rigorous review, and I am checking out Mcfarlane Toys' new Venom, based on comic book from Venom number 5. We're gonna pop it open right now with no further ado, because you guys have told me I'm talking too much. So here we go. Boop. We're back. We're just gonna start with our handy dandy little scalpel tool, as we normally do. And we are going to neatly, quietly, carefully cut away from our body and make sure it's nowhere near somewhere that could hit something that could hurt us. Little tip for you guys. There's 5 little pieces of tape here. And I'm sure on the inside, because it's Mcfarlane Toys, they have all the twisty ties that we'll have to get rid of as well. So, first things first, let's get it out of the box because, hey, can't start without getting it out of the box, okay? I'm excited about it, guys. I'm a big Venom fan from the time that Venom started. So there is the obvious part where everybody mostly cares about. This is the diorama background they have prepared for us to put behind the character, if you've got enough room. So we'll set that off to the side. And of course, you do get a copy of the comic book. Listen, not for nothing, guys. Talk about what you get for your statues, for your money, for your toys. You also get a copy of the comic. That's not nothing. It's actually pretty damn cool. Only way it gets cool if there's an autographed signature on the inside of it. It's a typical Mcfarlane toy statue box on the interior side of this, which is just a bunch of interconnected comic panels put together on the interior. On the back, they give you sort of a quick look at what it's supposed to be once you got it all pulled apart. That's the diorama background with the statue. Sorry about the glare, guys, but you guys understand. We don't have room for all these damn boxes. What do we do with boxes when we don't have room for them? And when we want to help Mother Earth, Madre, we recycle. Yeah. You don't have to throw your box, but you do have to recycle. All right, guys, real quick. I know. You guys don't have to tell me. I am fully aware that I make an absolute moron of myself, but just understand that is for you. Although I do feel like I might be making a moron of myself daily by myself. This is the absolute best thing I could ever have hoped for. Thank you, Mcfarlane Toys, for listening. Thank you, Mcfarlane Toys, for listening. They didn't gum it up with all of the normal little plastic pieces that go wrapped around the arms and appendages and shit, so I have to take a million years and plug them out. They just kept it encased in the plastic and then locked it in real tight, and as a result, I'm just able to take out one set of plastic, not worry about all the little things that usually tie it in, and then take this and recycle it. So what do, guys? We recycle. Yay! Okay, cool. Guys, I'm going to have a lot to say. I truly am going to have a lot to say. I've already made room on my shelf for this guy for the purposes of maintaining, strictly a Venom look on at least one shelf. I'll show you guys that. I'll show you guys that at the end. Well, this is what we're looking at as first looks. I'm seeing it just alongside you. You saw me open up the box with you, so now I'm going to set it alongside right here on our little spinny doomadabba turntable, and we are going to do a full body spin. And you know what that means. We need to verify what we're looking at. And this is Venom. That's my We Are Venom voice. We'll get to it later. Let's go. Alright, Collector fam, we're back. We've had a couple of different full body spins. I like to do this new one when the Mcfarlane Toys come out, at least the statues. Because with the statues have the diorama backgrounds. This way you can get a scan of the background diorama and the statue, and then the one together to see whether or not it's something you're going to do on your shelf. It's completely up to you. In the last version of this that I discussed with you guys, I looked at the Spider-Man from Secret Wars. And the Spider-Man from Secret Wars had a very specific background, and that background illuminated the black suited Spider-Man, okay? And I felt like that diorama was absolutely necessary. This is the comic book that it comes with. If you guys hadn't seen it already, hadn't picked it up, it's issue number 5 of Venom. And it's, I believe, by Clayton Crane. And it's a great issue of Venom, right? It's an awesome imagery for Venom. But I'm looking at the diorama and I'm going, well, if this is going to take extra space, is this diorama worth the realty? As of right now, I'm going to say no. I'm going to pull this away and you can continue to talk about them together and determine whether or not that's true or false. But as of this moment, I'm going to say I don't necessarily need that piece. Why? Let's take a look at this together, okay? For the first time, we're opening this up. I want to give kudos, man, first and foremost to the Mcfarlane team. I don't know if it's me. I'm going to take credit for it. I have been complaining that they haven't felt like quality statues. Like, there was no weight in the ass to these statues. This sucker feels heavy. It feels dense. There isn't any hollow knock to it. Now, the base is a little lighter, but I forgive them that because, well, the base is sort of building. That's all it is. But the statue itself, the character, the Venom, man, this thing is weighty. This is every bit of 3 to 5 pounds in here. It's great. It's fantastic. It feels like you got your money's worth, and that's where I can appreciate things when I'm spending money on collectibles. So let's be real, guys. We don't have to buy these things. They're not free. And they are really just about the things we love. So if other people are making better versions of them, there's no reason for us to spend this kind of money on something that we don't like. We can wait around for customs. We can request customs. The world has changed now, man. So my point is, if you have a toy company that is putting out these things that we do love, at the very least, they should be trying to push for the quality. Quality is very important to a collector for me to feel like my money is well spent. This Venom statue feels like my money is well spent. No joke. I'm not going to do you the disservice of going back into the history and talking about the advent of Venom, how he came about, the Black Suit, Secret Wars, or any of it. I think that I want to look at this statue on the face of what it currently is, of what I see when I look at it. So, gotta put on the old man glasses real quick, guys. Sorry for the refraction. Alright, and honestly, really what I want to do is, again, point out that it comes with the comic book. None of these things exist in a vacuum, guys. It all starts with the art, the artistry, the idea, and someone has to bring it to life. So, man, always give credit to the artists who penned this stuff up, especially when it's being emulated in a statue format over here. Again, I'm pretty sure this is Clayton Crane. Venom number 5 variant cover is what I get out of it. And I absolutely love this cover spectrum, so much so that I made extra room on them on the Venom shelf and kicked Carnage off of there to join room with another one of the character groups, okay? That's how I feel. This Venom made the room. So in any case, they are trying their best to make sure this is the image that the statue represents, guys. So if you're taking a look at what the statue looks like and you really want to know where they came up with that idea, it is 100% directly off this comic book. We will start as we always do on the portrait. If it doesn't look like what it's supposed to look like, then guys, it didn't make what it was supposed to do. It's Venom. 3 cheese, portrait, all day long. Okay, costume. Next one up. This I want to talk about just briefly for like 30 seconds. It's absolutely more Venom than some of the more expensive statues I have seen from XM and Prime 1. Why? In a couple of those iterations, they have elected to remove the giant white spider off of the Black Venom suit, and I believe this is sacrilege. Sacrilege, I say, because Venom is a direct result of Spider-Man. Yes, he's a symbiote. Yes, he could have came and attached to anybody on the planet, but he attached to Spider-Man first, and that's where all this Venom stuff comes from. That's where all this white spider stuff comes from. So I want to say in the costuming department, 3 cheeses. So they just knocked that out of the box. Okay, cool. What's the next thing we always talk about, guys? Dynamic pose. Forget about it. This is your quintessential Venom. You can see. I'm not sure how well you guys are getting a view of the fact that his tongue is extended and protruding out of his face with his sharp teeth and sort of that demented smile that you're used to seeing from the Venom character, but that's awesome in and of itself. Okay? Number one, this is exactly the pose and the portrait that you're getting out of the comic book. So again, let's not fail to remember that this is a depiction of the comic book. You're getting this statue as a snapshot, which absolutely, you guys, you gotta love. If you're a comic book collector, or if you're a superhero fan or a Marvel fan, them taking snapshots of actual poses and scenes that happen inside the book and turning those into statues. For me personally, you don't get much better than that. So that's dope, dope, dope. And they're doing it. They're hitting the mark. So this building sort of looks like the building that the Venom in issue number 5 is standing on. He's doing this sort of screeching predator-like scream over the top of the building with one knee foreshortened, like he's going to either balance himself to scream harder or launch himself off the edge of that building. In one way, shape, or form, it doesn't really matter. He is in a dynamic pose. 3 cheeses, at least from this toy rat anyway. Man, I absolutely I am in love with the detail that they gave this statue. They didn't just emulate the statue, they go a step further. Remind yourselves that on these 2D representations of comic books that they're using for the purposes of creating the statue, there isn't a back. This is 2D. We have a 3D. So there's a lot of stuff to work with on the 3D. And I'm glad that they went back there and they painted the larger version of the spider on the back. The musculature they finalized with the back from the buttock down to the leg and so forth. The things that you don't see in the comic, you have to finish out in a 3-dimensional perspective. Give those sculptors their due, because man, did they do a good job. It lands flat-footed. It does not shake or wiggle or wobble anywhere. So wherever you put it, it's gonna be great. And what's really important to me is that, and the reason I buckled on this particular statue, because there was a couple of other ones available, is that it has the Venom logo on the bottom. So on the shelf where we are putting Venom, I don't have to do anything else to adorn the shelf, you know what I mean? It has a sign on there that's Venom. So even those people who don't know it's Venom, it's Venom. Also, I have a tendency, as you might see behind me, to put the comic book behind the character. Well, I don't have to go purchase another book. I can just lay this comic book here in behind the diorama if that's what I want to do, or behind the statue on the shelf the way I've done the rest. And bing, bang, boom, that's all set and done. I don't have to go buy anything else. And it does come with a little sort of trading card dealio from Mcfarlane Toys. Overall, guys, the quality on this one, I give a 3 cheeser. From the diorama standpoint, again, this is emulation work. So they're emulating what they saw on the comic book, and I believe they hit that mark entirely, down to the logo that they have at the base of the building. So that's 3 cheeses. Dynamic pose, 3 cheeses. Portrait and costume, both 3 cheeses. This one's still running about $49.99. It may continue to run that number for however long while we're supporting it. If for some reason you don't see it, that's probably because they stopped manufacturing and they probably headed up. Boop, boop, boop. So you see them on eBay. This is one of those statues I can absolutely say is worth your pennies. Not all the Mcfarlane Toys statues are. Just keeping it real. This one, for sure, is. This is the Venom from Mcfarlane Toys, 1/6 scale, and it is badass. I would recommend this to anybody who's a Venom fan and who really likes the emulation stuff, what they're doing with the comic books. So making sure that those match. So cool. Coolest thing ever, man, for the fans like you and me. This is Tony the Toy Rat from Marvel from Marvel Mcfarlane Toys. I almost messed up. Venom and the whole Spider-Man Rogues line, and I am out. Go get you one, man. They almost gone.